I met a gypsy.
I don't know. There's definitely a bit of luck that plays into it as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But definitely how you handle your losses, and I think Kenny's probably handled his losses this year the best I've ever seen him. Like, just having perspective of where he's at and like what he's put into it, and you know, that's been amazing to watch, and to watch him win multiple races. And like, you know, you could say that the luck wasn't on his side, especially like early on this season.
Yeah.
There was some serious luck going Webb's way, I felt like, and when Kenny was looking really, really fast. But it's such a momentum thing with the Supercross. But I don't know, Kenny has probably just let it kind of roll off his back better than he ever has before. I mean, he's always been so good at letting the public in, and like, he's got such a huge fan base because he's so open and he's so charismatic and fun to just like, you want to get behind him, and like he's just he's a character. Yeah. And he has a lot of character on the bike, and he's my favorite guy to watch ride a bike. And like, you just want him to do it. Yeah. You know, like he creates this aura that's like, you know, fuck, Kenny needs to get it done this year. Like, let's just, you know, when he's winning, it's like, it's just rad. Like, his baby's there, and Courtney's there, and Courtney and Griffin, and hugs and kisses, and like, it's a family affair, and like, so many people out there resonate to that, and just like, you know, the meaning of that, like, you know, it's them before the trophy, you know, it's pretty damn rad.
I think Kenny's even grown this season. Like, I didn't enjoy the way that he handled the Dino stuff with the Lapper thing, but he was in the moment. Mm-hmm. So you can't be critical of dude in the moment. I think that you got to take the things that people say, like on the podium, or I'm actually kind of all for that shit because it creates more stuff to talk about. Mm-hmm. And it creates a better, I guess, media thing around it. But I feel like he grew from that. Like, I really do think he grew from that experience with Dino, and then he did let it roll off his back, and I feel like in the moment he didn't. So there's like, I think that's another thing with Kenny, is that you visually see the changes in him as the season's happening. And last year it was with him, like the way that he was dealing with not winning and Coop passing him on the last lap, and all the history that those two boys have got. Like, he really has just grown constantly. And I think that that's probably another reason why people can get so behind him, because with Coop, like, you don't know what he's going through. You don't know any of the struggles. Like, he keeps it as RoboCop as it gets, which is, that's also cool. You know what I mean? Because that's I guess another way of doing it. But Kenny's just literally grown in front of our eyes just this season, and then if you zoom out, his whole career is kind of been like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think Kenny has obviously, when he got caught up with Webb, and when he came back from his first injury, and then compounded it with that next one where he got caught in Cooper's wheel, like, it just looked like he knew how fast he was, and he wasn't going to be patient. Like, he wasn't going to wait for it. He was going to make it happen. And like, and Webb saw an opportunity to really stuff it in there on him, and like, and, you know, knew that Kenny was one of the guys, and like, Kenny didn't resonate with that very well. And like, since then, he's learnt to run his own race, and like, that's the most powerful position that he can be racing from, and it's providing like an incredible year that he's having right now. And yeah, he's grown so much, you know, I mean, he's come from Europe and he's tried to find his way in the big smoke in America, and like, you know, there's so much, the land of opportunity, and like with that much ability and potential, and
and people grabbing at him left and right since he was a kid. Like, I met him when he was 16, and like wild boy, very wild boy with a lot of people. He had a lot of really great people in his corner, and then basically everybody else was just like picking at, you know, like trying to get on board because of the potential that he had. But like, if you think about the way that he's grown and matured, like for a guy that was that much of a wild child, to grow into the man that he is now, with a kid, with a beautiful wife, that's like, really, he's, in terms of athletes being role models, he's setting an amazing example this year of, like you said, how to deal with your losses and having that humility, having that perspective. And it's crazy that like now he's kind of even getting criticized for that, for not being hard enough and not being, you know.
I met him about 4 or 5 years ago. He was just coming. It just started with
RCH.
Ke Roczen, RCH on the Suzuki, and then obviously went into like an incredible outdoor run on that bike and stuff, and like he, so much sort of charisma and so outgoing, and like I'm just a fan of the sport, and like it was really cool to meet him.
How'd that link up originally with you guys?
Linked up originally, we were at Ryan Sheckler's golf, Ryan Sheckler Foundation Golf Day
in St. Clemente,
down in Encinitas, down that way, and that was when I first met him, and we kind of hit it off right away. He's, you know, I'd spent a lot of time in America, and obviously there's a lot of opportunity and stuff that goes on, and you're not sure who you trust and what way to go. And he was sort of super open about that straight off the bat. He's like, I coming here from Europe, and like, you know, it's just kind of hard to know exactly like who to trust, like on a friend. You know, you don't have your mates that you grew up with, and you know, we kind of were able to relate on those things, and I think he sort of enjoyed like the Aussie humour and like not taking stuff too seriously and just sort of having a go, and
because he can talk shit,
don't worry about it. And like around that time I was like, from just the guy that I met and like got to know briefly, to the guy who, you know, was like, you know, had a lot to say, and like, but obviously he could back it up, and it's just kind of like, it was fun to watch, but it sort of didn't look super sustainable from the outside, but like I sort of got the vibe that he was a quality dude that had sacrificed a lot to get to the position where he was, and he just was maybe, you know, in a position where it was like he missed home.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.